Dear future filmmakers, Africa is calling. It's time to reawaken your wild. Painted Dog TV is offering an internship unlike any other. Join our pack and see the world through a whole new lens. Live and work in the beating heart of the South African bush and become part of our mission to share it with the world. For the love of wildlife. For the storytellers of our future. Painted Dog TV internships.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Painted Dog TV. It is a very dark morning this morning, and I believe I'm in the dark as well. Apologies, folks. The ring light on our camera is playing up at the moment this morning, but that's okay. We're not too worried about seeing my face. More worried about what we may discover this morning, but very excited to have you all with us. It's a gorgeous morning here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. A bit of cloud cover about, so it's probably why it's even darker this morning, but it's wonderful to be out at this time of the day. Time of the leopards. Man, am I desperate to find a leopard. It's been far too long. So that's my mission for the first part of the morning, everybody. I'm going to be working the area not too far from camp, just a bit further north of camp, where I always work for a particular female leopard, the Kudu Crip 2-3 female, who we believe is pregnant at the moment, everybody. Myself and Andrew set up a camera trap about 2 weeks ago, just before Christmas, and managed to capture this female leopard on camera. Got video footage of her walking past a camera trap at this little natural pool of water that's formed in one of the riverbeds not far from here. And yeah, I could clearly see on the footage that she has a distended belly and is quite heavily pregnant. So very exciting news. Very excited that there will be more leopard cubs, more leopards around soon, hopefully. And if we're very lucky, might get to actually see these little fur balls, and they're still little, which is my favorite thing in the whole world, discovering new little leopard cubs. So yeah, that's where I'm heading now, folks. I'm going to work around that area and see. She'll still be active this time of the morning. And what we do know is she's more relaxed under the cover of darkness than she is during the daylight hours, which is always why I hope to catch her at this time of the day, in the very, very wee hours of the morning. Just see if anybody else is on drive, although I don't suspect anybody will be. Morning stations, Gareth mobile from Hyena.
Morning, Gareth.
Copy, thanks, bud. So there are some other people that are out at 4:30 in the morning. They must clearly still be on holiday. many folks that get up as early as we do. Just quickly check in with our pack members to see who've joined us on the private YouTube channel. Oh, there's a whole bunch of folks. That's very good. Morning, Elsa, Wendy, Mary, Carol, CJ, Barbara. Good morning, Connie. Hello, Betty. Morning to you all, ladies. Hope you're all well. Lovely to have you with us. I see that light's working again, Ryan. We have Ryan with us on camera, folks. Not for too much longer, hey Ryan. When did you say you were leaving?
9th.
The 9th. That's soon. Got to find you a leopard before you go, bud. Fingers crossed. Set of eyes up ahead, yeah? Whose eyes may they be? Did look like an antelope, those eyes. Probably a duiker. Just hiding behind this fallen over tree here. That's a duiker. Hello, little duiker. You guys always catch me. Always get very excited in the dark when I see a set of eyes at that sort of height, just above the grass level. Because a small female leopard, her eyes will be at the same sort of height. The only difference being really that the leopard's eyes sit slightly further apart than that of a duiker. But when you first catch them, you always get excited thinking that it might be that elusive leopard. Beautiful, having now just switched the vehicle off. Listening to the birds starting to wake up. About to get the... Well, we are busy experiencing the morning chorus. We just need that rasping to break the silence. Incredibly peaceful. It's not just the birds we can hear, it's the frogs as well. Massive amount of frog activity. Good morning, Velma. Lovely to have you with us. And a happy new year to those of you who I haven't greeted yet in 2024. I hope everybody's going to have a brilliant year. And I look forward to sharing it with all of you. Right. All very quiet here for now. fine, Jana. How am I sounding now? Oh, interesting. Just chatting to Jana back at FC, and she says that there's a bit of cuttering going through the mic at the moment. Interesting sound that Jana has discovered. Anyway, I hope you can all hear me better now, folks. I have fiddled with the mic. Hopefully the cuttering comes to an end. Just seen some white rhino tracks on the road here, heading in the direction we're headed, and also civet tracks, set of civet tracks. Oh, it'd be lovely to bump into a civet. Civets will also still be active at this time of the morning. So I'll just head up to one of the little water holes not too far from here called the Munduran Krip, a spot where this female leopard does drink from time to time, and I'm just going to go sit there again for 5 minutes, everybody, and see if I don't hear anything. I found a set of tracks of what I assume is this female yesterday on my evening drive. We had a private drive yesterday evening and had tracks of a female leopard that moved in the riverbed close to where we are now. So she's around. Just go sit and listen again, see if we don't hear anything. Yes, indeed, Betty. Would love to find some of the rarer nocturnal species like the ones you've mentioned: porcupine, pangolin, aardvark. Sightings of them are few and far between, but very, very special when you do get them. Spotted hyena tracks here now on the road, also going the direction I'm going. Just came out of the bush here, hopped onto the road, this hyena. That would also be a lovely treat. It's been a couple of weeks now since we last saw a spotted hyena. Actually see the spotted hyena tracks there, just to the left of my beam. It actually looks like two hyena now. One large hyena, one smaller, so probably a female traveling with one of her cubs, one of her offspring. Two spotted hyena walking up the road here. They're active throughout the night, so could have been a couple of hours ago that they walked up here, but we might get lucky and run into them. white-browed scrub robin singing his tune. Very abundant bird. You know, you keep hearing that bird calling as I drive along. So many individuals that are all calling now, their territorial call. Very common bird. Beautiful bird though, and a beautiful tune. See if there's any tracks here. So Lamunduran Krip, everyone, is just up ahead here. Just going to head down there and switch off again. Another set of hyena tracks coming down this way. Maybe something was happening along the riverbed here. Just listen to the birds now. Very busy. One of those hyenas came to drink here last night. Also a white rhino. Swing the vehicle around so you can all appreciate this beautiful sky behind us as the sun is just about to rise. Just going to stay put for a little while longer just to listen. Listen for the leopard, listen for alarm calls, listen for hyena. Mary, to answer your question about the cheetah, no, there have been no cheetah sightings in the last 12 hours. Morning, Di. Lovely to have you with us.
Jake, Bobo and Ledred.
Morning, Jakes. There's 3 stations out. No updates.
Okay, copy. Just want to let you know that prior to it, the 3 males are on Ledred Drive, Junction, Marula.
Copy, thanks. Alright folks, I think let's carry on. Nothing calling, nothing too exciting in the way of predator action happening around here. Head up towards Kudu Krip now. Sounds like the Pride have been located right up in the northern parts of Ledwood. Might not go there this morning. It's quite a drive to get up there. We'd have to hightail it a bit. Rather just take it nice and easy down here in the south this morning. We had a wonderful sighting of the Pride with all 3 males last night. All looking rather plump. I don't think they did too much walking about last night. That certainly doesn't sound like they got too far, judging by where they've been located this morning. lots of eyes all of a sudden in the road in front of me here. Got a fright actually. A big herd of impala and some giraffe just up ahead, everybody. Try roll down here slowly toward them. Try not to disturb them too much. See if we can have a better look. One of the giraffe is actually still lying down just on the right hand side of the road here. There's 2 giraffe lying down. That's very cool. Safety in numbers. Seeing all these giraffe and impala that were sleeping here together. These impala are clever. They hang out with the giraffe because the giraffe are so good at detecting predators. That's beautiful, seeing them lying down side by side. Looks like they're both males, young males. Another youngster walking down toward them, young female. Actually greeting the one male, that's lovely. Look at the size of these little lambs, impala lambs, everyone. It's amazing how big they've got already. Yeah, they're only 4 or 5 weeks old. They grow so fast. It's unreal. One of the males has just got up. And number 2 getting up. Stretching his neck. You look like you had a good snooze there, bud. Incredible to see how quickly these massive animals can actually stand up. People often will say, you know, they're so vulnerable when they lie down like that. But it's amazing. They can get up incredibly fast. Same with elephant and rhino. Oh, hyena on the road. Ryan, far down in the distance on the road. Spotted hyena. Nice. Look at that, everybody. And a second one coming out in the road. Unbelievable. These must be the ones we had tracks of earlier. Those are both adult hyena, however. There were tracks of a sub-adult hyena as well. But I've seen 3 different sets of tracks of hyena in this area. I wouldn't be surprised if that sub-adult now pops out there. Yes, that's a treat, guys. Man, that is special for us here, everyone. We don't get to see the spotted hyenas often. Right, I'm going to move down the road, everybody. I want to see if I can get closer to those hyena. Get a better look. Incredible. Wonderful sighting of these giraffe and impala though. Thank you, beauties. Oh, this youngster that came into the road is actually a young male too. Sorry, Impala. Don't mind us. Just going to quickly try catch up to some hyenas, which fortunately for all of you are going the opposite direction. Amazing how those hyena were onto me straight away. I mean, I saw that first hyena come into the road immediately as it came out, and it immediately was looking up the road towards me. And the engine wasn't even running, yet they could probably hear me talking.
Good morning, you the third station up. Only update.
Fourth station out.
The pride and the 3 males were seen on Lowveld Drive.
I can see the hyena's tracks here.
With Marula, left unattended.
Who's walking on the road there now? Is it another hyena? Yeah, and it's coming back towards us now.
Yeah, Kevin, I just sent you a picture as well. I think we've got some info done at the gate, but it's on the outside of our gate.
Wow, look at that, guys.
I don't think it's our ones, but
Coming straight back towards us, yeah.
negative. I'm just on my way to pick up signs and then...
So something's up. Both of these hyena came out of the block of land to the left of the road there, and now they've turned back. So they're investigating something here. Otherwise, you know, they would just carry on in the direction they were headed. It's interesting to see them now coming back this way. Jeez, that is a massive hyena coming towards us. Yeah, everybody. And you can see how that hyena is regularly glancing to her right. And that's where she came out of earlier. You never know, they might have picked up on the scent of a carcass in there, or they may have been trailing another predator like a leopard. This is unreal. Look at this, everyone. Check how she just stopped dead in her tracks. She's picked up the scent of something now on the side of the road. Hyenas have the most remarkable sense of smell. So just the faintest scent will really smack them in the face because of how strong their sense of smell is. And scent has a big part to play in the way they communicate with each other, hyena, in terms of marking territory, but also recognizing each other. They're territorial animals that live in clans and will sometimes fight to the death over territory. And so they rely on each other's scent in order to recognize one another. Geez, that hyena is massive. Her stomach's massive. Looks like probably had a good feed, but might even be pregnant as well. You'll see the second hyena coming closer. It's a bit smaller than the other one. See the cocktail? That's a sign of excitement. Sometimes a sign of respect as well, and sometimes a sign of agitation. When you see them cocking their tails like that. And I would imagine it's because of the scent that they've discovered there. Other hyenas' scent that they've picked up on would be my guess. It's amazing to see that involuntary sort of action of their tail cocking as soon as they pick up on something. But you also see when hyenas greet each other that they'll do the same thing, often raise their tails. Yeah, she's heavily pregnant. Just having a look at that female through my binoculars now. Her teats are very, very swollen. This is unbelievable, guys. What an amazing sighting. So that big female went into the bush on the left here. And this other one here could possibly be a male, judging by its size, or just a younger female. It's so difficult to sex hyenas. Interesting. There's the big girl again. I see all of you commenting about hyena cubs and a hyena den. Just imagine. Wouldn't that be so special for us to discover a new den here? I'd love to know what's going on, why these hyenas are traipsing up and down this stretch of road here. You never know. She might even be searching for a potential den site. I would be surprised if it was here, but stranger things have happened. This piece of land to the left here is quite dense, and there's one or two small little dry creeks that run through here. Maybe aardvark and warthog have created a burrow close to one of these little creeks. Two spotted hyena on Oos, just east of the reservoir, close to the drainage line. They've been up and down along the road here for the last 10 minutes.
I couldn't hear you, just try it.
There's two spotted hyena on Oos, just east of the reservoir.
Okay, copy. If you don't know where those lines were, it's on Marula Link now, but I don't see them.
No, I just got an update from Jakes when he got mobile that they were on Leadwood Drive, Junction, Marula. Oh my God, guys, look at this.
Here you've got more wind than
Leadwood Drive, Junction, Marula is the only update I got.
okay, not Marula Link, okay.
Oh, I can actually smell the hyena now that they've got closer to us. The wind is obviously blowing my way. Look at this, guys, coming right up close to us. You can see them raising their noses up into the breeze. They've picked up on something here. This is just unbelievable. I cannot remember the last time I had a hyena sighting this good, with them coming right up to the vehicle. Just busy moving through the bush to get around me here. Unreal. Right behind the truck. This is just so special, everybody. I can't believe we've just had two massive spotted hyena come walking right past the truck. Where are they off to? You see the giraffe on the road in the distance now. Very concerned to have seen these hyena walking toward them. What an amazing shot. Spotted hyena, giraffe, and the Drakensberg Mountains covered in cloud. It's just absolutely amazing. So now, having watched their behavior, everybody, for the last 10-15 minutes, I'm sure they've picked up on a scent. That's what they're interested in, these hyena, and why they've spent so much time here. Whether it's scent of other hyena or another predator or a carcass, I can't be sure, but you can see how they're going up and down and raising their heads up into the light breeze that's blowing here. Alright, I'm going to turn around quick, everybody. I want to try and follow them best as I can. See where they go to. Well done, Ryan, on getting that camera whipped around like that. That was a great shot. The smaller of the two is still here close to the road. Giraffe still standing there staring at these odd creatures that have come upon him. Wow, that's just so cool. Carol, I knew this was going to make you happy. And I'm very happy for you and for everybody. Whew. Some very strong smells as I drive up here. I think one of those hyenas probably did some anal pasting on one of the blades of grass here. Very, very strong, pungent smell. Man, they are stinky. Yes, indeed, Barbara. A female hyena's skull is as large as a lioness's. It's unreal, hey? Massive, massive animal. And they have a stronger jaw than a lion, the hyena. You don't want to mess with this animal. Once a hyena grabs hold of something, you're never going to be able to unlock those jaws. There's a little 2-track here that I'm on now, but I'm hoping they may have, oh, there we go, you can see one of the hyena just up ahead. I was just going to say, I was hoping they were going to use this 2-track, both of them there on the road up ahead. Also wonderful to see these hyenas almost completely unfazed by our presence. This area we're driving in here is where our female leopard does a lot of hunting as well. And maybe these 2 hyena know that. And that's why they've headed up here. They went through that gap there, the hyena. I don't see them anymore. Having some issues with the picture there, everybody. Apologies for the bit of breakup. Going to work my way around. I don't really want to go off-road in this particular spot here after those hyena. It's quite thick here, but hoping we might catch them again. This road sort of bends and loops its way back up towards the direction they headed. Just go try catch up with them around the corner here.
North-west from the junction of Spurs Nose.
Interesting. There's a ton of hyena tracks on this road here, going north, direction I'm heading. These tracks don't look as fresh as this morning, but maybe yesterday evening. Hyena tracks coming out of there. Maybe there is a den somewhere nearby here. Flock of green wood hoopoes, as he's saying good morning behind me there. right behind us here. Just got off the vehicle, everybody, because I saw some tracks here. Both hyenas have just come out behind me here. Very interesting. Lots of hyena tracks on the road here going both directions. Some old, some relatively fresh. Just as I was getting back into the vehicle, I spotted the two of them. I'm just going to wait. Unfortunately, one of the hyenas saw me and got a little bit nervous having seen me on foot. I'm just going to wait to see. They might come out on the road again here in front of us. Just as she saw me, she went into the bush to get away from me there. This is very exciting, everybody, that there's lots of hyena tracks here, and of course now, having found these two hyena coming in here, and if we're very lucky, we might actually hear them communicate with other hyena. If there is a den site here, you'll often hear them moaning to one another as they greet when they approach the den. And then also the mother, if she has already had cubs, will moan to call the cubs out from the burrow that they're sleeping in. Like this deep, low moan. Just heard a branch break in here on my right, which will almost certainly be one of the hyena. Oh my God, imagine we're the ones who find a new hyena den. Every chance that at this time of the day these two hyena might be heading back to their den site. Hyenas are predominantly active at night and will often at this time of the morning return to their cubs or return to an area where they rest nearby to other members of the clan. We should have seen them pop out on the road here by now. Let's just move slightly forward. See if I see anything else here. Very, very dense bush on the edge of this little dry creek I was telling you about earlier. The creek is in here on my right. still got hyena tracks on the road here, which means we might not have gone past the den yet. Still tracks going up and down along the road here. When the tracks come to a, once I've lost the tracks, then I know that I've most likely already gone past the den site, if there was a den here. Come back and just check this little creek here, but I just want to see if there are more tracks on the road at this point. Yeah, and there is a lot of tracks here. And what's very interesting to see is there's some young hyena tracks here. When I say young, probably about 6 months old, that sort of age, which is an age where a hyena's already left its den site and is already moving around with some of the adults. Tracks still going up and down there. I've stopped again, everybody, to just listen and see if I don't hear those contact calls of the hyena. And I'm just looking at my surroundings as well, off to my right here. Judging by the plant life, so weeping boerbeens, tamboti trees, marillas, and the proximity to this little creek, this drainage line. That's often where you find termite mounds, and then of course the activity of where aardvark have dug into these termite mounds, and warthogs have later come and made a burrow, and then eventually hyenas come and establish a den in an old abandoned warthog burrow. Just looking back to see if those two have come back to the road behind me again. I can't see any movement. Not hearing anything. Might have to try go a bit further. Just see if I don't see any more tracks up ahead here. Beautiful call of the emerald spotted wood dove. Hornbills, Birchall's cuckoo, grey-headed bushshrike. Southern boo-boo calling now. No hyenas yet. Okay, let's just check a bit more of the road here and see if there's still tracks of hyenas moving up and down the road here. Definitely still some tracks here, but not as many as I'd seen before. Most of these tracks look pretty old.
I respond to the lion sighting. Can we approach?
Remember, you never need permission.
Couple of tracks going there. I really do think we could be on something here, everybody, in terms of a den. From all of the information we've gathered in the last half an hour, there's a very good chance there's a den site here close to this dry riverbed. I just don't know how we're going to get in there though. It is super thick. But we'll find a way, I assure you. If I can confirm there's a den in there, I'll just cut my way in using my side cutters. I'm just going to go a little further north, folks. I just want to check for more tracks, try and gather more information. Before I turn back, I want to go and check. There's a point where I can actually cross through the creek back there and just see what the tracks look like there. It was where the two hyena were headed toward when we last saw them, or at least when I last saw them, behind me there. They were heading in that general direction. That might be the way that they are heading toward a den. Let's first just see if there are more tracks up here. Just going to hop off the vehicle here, folks, and just take a short walk along the road here. Just so that I don't drive over any tracks with the vehicle. But yeah, I'll be back with you all shortly. Hello again, everybody. So I just walked up the road now, I don't know, 150, 200 yards, and there's only one set of tracks of a single hyena moving away from this area, but not fresh. So we've gotten to the point now, like I was discussing earlier, where I'm pretty sure if there is a den site somewhere in here, we've gone past it now, because there's not repeated tracks going up and down. See the bird on top of the tree there, Ryan? Right at the top of the tree, right hand side. There's a Jacobin cuckoo, everybody, sitting at the top of a knobthorn tree there, busy trying to warm up in the sun.
Good morning, stations. Jake's getting mobile again. Any new updates? Jake's elephant Poole was
Lovely seeing this bird out in the open like this. You don't often get such a good view of them because they're very busy birds, searching for caterpillars at this time of the year, which is their main source of food. And they're also very territorial, so they're flying around chasing other cuckoos. And I'm sure a lot of them by now would have already laid their eggs in some poor unsuspecting victim's nest site. So cuckoos will do that, they'll lay their eggs in somebody else's nest. So like I say, very busy birds. And so to get a nice look at that Jacobin cuckoo out in the open like that's really cool. Right, I'm going to go back, everybody, to where we last saw those two hyena and check that little creek where I can cross the creek. I want to have a look for tracks there, and then might spend some time just sitting with the engine switched off there as well to see if we don't hear anything. Maybe we get lucky and hear some contact calls. Just busy reading the comments here, everybody, and that's very interesting, Carol, that you say that that could be a new hyena for all of us. Very interesting indeed. And definitely either pregnant or already has cubs, from what I could see, the size of her belly and how swollen those mammary glands were. point here where there's lots of tracks of hyenas going up and down. Just having a look, it doesn't look like those two hyena we've found now have come out and walked on top of my vehicle tracks. So they're using the drainage line, they're using this dry creek to move at the moment. I last saw them only about 150 yards here to my right, coming in this way. Oh, listen to that Birchel's cuckoo. So there's very little sign of hyena here. It isn't the most open stretch of the creek by any means anyway. Very overgrown here. But there's just one set of tracks I can see walking up the road there. Just going to go around and circle this block, everybody. I want to see if they're not moving further north along this creek, this drainage line. There's a very, very clear, busy road not far from here, just on the other side of this block. where I'll very easily be able to see if there's more hyena tracks going up and down along that stretch. So I'm just going to head that way now. Yeah, the reality is, everybody, I could be completely wrong, and there is no den site here. And maybe the reason there's so much hyena activity is because something big died of natural causes here, like a kudu or zebra, giraffe, whatever. You know, the lions haven't discovered it, and the hyenas have been repeatedly coming in and out to come and feed on a carcass here. There's no denying that that big hyena we saw is either pregnant or has cubs, but that doesn't necessarily mean there's definitively a den site in here. But the signs definitely look good. Only time will tell. Have to keep working this area over the next couple of weeks and see if we don't have any further signs. I still can't believe the sighting we've had though of those two hyena. That was phenomenal.
Crowder now mobile north along Leadwood Drive.
Carol, to answer your question, we are now on Sandsloot site. Kudu Krip is directly here to my right. So we often drive up here searching for the Kudu Krip female. This is the area where I always say she regularly comes to hunt, close to Kudu Krip. Not a single hyena track on the road here, but it's the next road that I take to the left that I'm more interested in, to see if they cross that one. just busy listening to some people chatting on the radio. Sounds like there was a hippo last night that tried to make its way into the reserve at the top of Leadwood, at Leadwood Gate. Some fresh hippo dung at the gate. The poor thing couldn't get in. Must have tried to do that, middle of the night, early hours of the morning, and so no one knew about it. If only that gate had been open, that hippo would have been a newcomer to the Rietspruit Game Reserve. We of course can't leave the gate open, because then any number of animals can escape, get out, so that gate is always shut. But yeah, just wish that someone had seen it and could have opened the gate for the poor thing. These hippos that come trying to enter our reserve, it does happen every now and then, are hippos that come up from the Blader River, where there are a number of hippos gathered, and they sometimes venture away from that river and look for sources of water elsewhere. Just listening to this rattling sisticule, everybody. A little bird that's going absolutely crazy here. Reversing back just to make sure I'm not missing something. I was looking, couldn't see anything large moving around. Probably something small like a slender mongoose. Maybe even a snake. Can't see anything there now. Right, so we're about to go through the same creek again, everybody, where all that hyena activity was. And it'll be very easy to see if they've been crossing this road. Beautiful substrate of sand here.
They're about to pop out in front of me.
No tracks here. So that means that all of that hyena activity is confined to this block behind us here. Very, very interesting. Well, if there is a den, everybody, it's in here. So I'm going to go back in there. Give it one last go with the last bit of time we have for the morning. Just go and sit close to where we last saw those two hyena and just listen. You never know. We might hear something. Yes, there are a couple of crocodiles on the game reserve that have been introduced. Some have remained, but they are on the far eastern side of the reserve, on the Hyena Lowveld property. There's a very large waterhole there called Hippo Dam, and the ones that have stayed since their release have stayed that side. Most of them actually escaped out of the reserve here, probably ending up going down into the Blader River, the river I was just discussing, where the hippos spend, or where there are a large number of hippos. So we don't see crocs, sadly, too much on our drives on this side of the reserve. No, there's nothing. No sign of these hyenas coming out this side. I still think there's a den in here, everybody. Not all of the tracks I've seen are very fresh. So there's tracks here that are a week old, some tracks a couple days old, and then some tracks from last night, and then of course these two hyena that we've found, all in the same area. Might have to at some stage maybe take a walk into those thick areas along the edges of the creek and see if I can't discover the den on foot, and then can try and establish a route in with a vehicle.
I don't know, it's Contractors Road going north there, went off the truck. No problem, there's 3 vehicles here, but the males are coming up behind. So just come straight to Contractors.
So we are now back where I was earlier, everybody, and I've been looking closely to see again if these two hyena popped out and maybe walked on top of my vehicle tracks, but it definitely doesn't look like it. And having circled the block, there's no signs of them coming out on any of the other roads. So those two hyena are here, somewhere here. They've stopped somewhere here. So I'm just going to drive up to the point where I last saw them and sit and listen there. See, there's another stand of trees back in here which look like a good potential area for termite mounds. Right, it was just here. I got off the vehicle on that corner to investigate the tracks, and then last saw these two hyena dip in towards the creek here on our left. I'm going to hop off the vehicle here briefly, everybody. Spend some time here, just listen, see if we don't hear anything. But I also just want to move towards the creek here on foot and see if I don't see anything. I'll be back with you all again shortly. Hello everybody. I have returned. Apologies for leaving you for so long, but I couldn't help myself. There are hyena tracks everywhere in this creek. There's got to be a den here. Again, fresh tracks, old tracks. There's a spot where there was a pool of water that's dried up probably in the last 2-3 days, and I can see where the hyenas were wallowing in the pool of water, in the mud there. So the hyenas have been here, I would say, for at least a week. There's clear evidence that hyenas have been in this area. And I can't hear any feeding, can't hear any chomping of bones, but I also can't see any mounds where they might be denning yet. I've walked quite extensively in there. It's thick. It's going to be difficult to get a vehicle in there. It's like walking on eggshells when you go into thick bush like that. But yeah, there's no sign of a den yet, but there's still tracks of them moving along this creek, to the point where we found that first big stand of trees that I liked for a potential den site. So I'm just going to go back and sit there for the last little bit of time we have together, everybody. We'll just go sit there and listen, because where I came out of the bush, which is here to our right now, there were still tracks, like I say, going up the creek towards that tall stand of tambuti trees and marula trees. So I'm just going to go stand by on the edge of that thicket and just see if we don't hear anything else. What did you spot while I was gone, Ryan? Just a bird. Don't know what it was. That's okay. I'm sure everybody enjoyed it. Yeah, so it's this section here in front of us here, everyone. This is also the last dense thicket along the edge of the drainage line, along the edge of the creek, before you then get out onto the next big main road. And I know these hyenas are not going to put a den or create a den site too close to a very busy road. They want to be inside a block away from lots of vehicle activity. Now that road that I checked earlier when I circled the block is only maximum 300 yards from here. And as we saw, there's no tracks of any hyenas on that road. So whatever these hyenas are up to, it's somewhere in here, between here and that road. I'm just going to sit here, folks, and listen for the remainder of the drive, see if I don't hear anything. Just picking off a couple of ticks that I picked up on my travels back there. Look at this guy here. He's busy trying to find a way through the foliage of the hair on my leg, trying to get down to the flesh. The grass is riddled with ticks this time of the year, everybody. And you can imagine you can get quite sick from these tick bites. Tick bite fever is quite common out here. Lyme disease, not so much. But of course the animals have built up an immunity to all of these ticks. But we always need to check ourselves after walking through the bush. I've never actually had tick bite fever, which is amazing. With all the years I've spent in the bush, I don't know how. Touch wood. I've had malaria, but not tick bite fever, but I believe it's not a lot of fun. All right, hyena. Time to start moaning. It's just so nice to sit for periods of time with the engine off like this and listen to the birds. CJ, to answer your question about the den sites and their locations, from my experience it's always completely random. To be honest, I've discovered many den sites in dense woodland, and then of course I've discovered many den sites that are, out in big open areas. I think it just varies quite a lot. I don't think there's no exact definitive rule. I think they like to pick an area where there's safety for the cubs, there's a good density of prey or carcasses, and water. And of course they need to have a den itself. They don't dig their own dens, the hyenas, so they need to find an area where there's been recent aardvark and water activity. I have on one occasion actually discovered a den site, however, in the Sabi Sand. That was in a cave. It was actually a shelf, an overhang of granite rock. This overhang was over a very prominent drainage line on one of the properties I worked on for many years. Very famous den site actually. There was a documentary made about that particular den. And it was amazing. These hyenas would give birth to their cubs in a cave which went underneath this shelf of granite, this almost like table of granite rock. Absolutely amazing den site. I had some phenomenal sightings there. So they will sometimes use like little crevices, caves, rocky outcrops as well. But the bulk of their dens are usually in abandoned warthog burrows. And yes, Betty, they are flies buzzing all over me at the moment. All right, everybody. Well, sadly, we've reached the end of our time together this morning. What an amazing drive, though. Jeez, just so cool. finding those hyena and the excitement of what could potentially be happening here. Potential den site. I've certainly thoroughly enjoyed it, and we'll definitely be coming back to this area again, everybody, to keep working this area and see if we are right in that there is a den site here. But thank you to all of you that joined us this morning. I hope you all get some good sleep or have a great day wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you again soon, folks. Keep well.